Hello everybody. In our previous lecture we discussed a difference between OR and exclusive OR, okay, with the help of these two examples. Okay, first two examples, that is first one is this one and second is related with the car. Okay, now in this session we will just discuss one more example. So let us read last statement here. So what is the statement given? School is closed if more than 2 feet of snow falls or if the wind chill is below 100. Okay, let us revise this statement. School is closed if more than 2 feet of snow falls or if the wind chill is below 100. Okay, now see, for getting answer of this particular question, as I said earlier, see, after getting compound statement you must have an ability to divide that compound statement into simple statement, or technically we can call it as an proposition. Okay, after getting a compound proposition you must have an ability to divide that compound proposition into simple proposition. What is compound proposition and what is simple proposition we have already discussed. Okay, now see, what this is a compound proposition. Why? Because after reading this statement it is very clear that we can easily divide this statement into further sub statement. Okay, so let us discuss this example with the help of this slide. Okay, so see, again just like our previous two example, here also we can divide this compound statement into three different sub statement, or this compound proposition into three different sub proposition. Okay, so three different statement, in simple word we can say like three different statement we can form from this compound statement. Okay, so what will be first statement? First statement can be school is closed. Okay, here it is mentioned. Okay, then we may form one more statement, the 2 feet of snow falls. 2 feet of snow falls. Okay, and that can be denoted by using q. And one more statement we can form here, that is wind chill is below 100, and we have denoted that particular statement. Just wait, we have denoted this by using r. Okay, now see, as I said earlier, while forming simple proposition, don't write the part of that particular statement as it is. Okay, for example, like for first we have written as it is, but second, how we form second statement here? See, 2 feet of snowfall, but here how they have given in the compound statement, if more than 2 feet of snow falls. Okay, so if that particular keyword we have removed here while mention it in form of simple form. Okay, so how many statement we can form from this? Three statements. So first is school is closed, denoted by p. Second is the 2 feet of snow falls, denoted by q. And finally the wind chill is below 100. Okay, now let us try to represent this in expression form. Okay, again as I said earlier, whenever you are trying to represent it in expression form, at that time you have to take care of the point that after writing it in expression form, or it is also called as symbolic form, the meaning of the statement must not get changed. What I said, see, actually what we are doing, we are just trying to represent this English compound statement into symbolic form or expression form. So your expression must exactly represent your compound statement. Getting my point? Now see, here 2 feet of snow falls or wind chill is below 100. In between of that, see, 2 feet of snow falls and if the wind chill is below 100, here or is used, or. Okay, so directly given, it's straightforward. So that's why here initially while representing it in symbolic form, we write it in this way. What? Q and Q okay. So see here, by mistake here and is mentioned, but and should not be there, so you don't consider this. Instead of and, see, this is wrong one. It must be like this: Q or R conditional P. It must be like this. Okay, don't consider this one. Okay, so as I said earlier, here if you read this particular statement, then in between Q and R directly or is given, directly or is given. So how we represent this? Q or R conditional P, conditional P. Okay, so what is if we want to write this in statement form, then how we can write this? What is our Q? Q is 2 feet of snowfall or wind chill is below 100, then school is closed. Okay, so here see, this conditional is for this Q or R and for this P. Getting my point? So its meaning is what? If 2 feet of snowfall or if the wind chill is below 100, then the school is closed. I hope you are getting this point. I want to just revise because of this mistake you may get confused. Okay, so here not and, as I said earlier, what it is? Q or R conditional P. Okay, now this conditional operand of these two these conditionals are two. First operand is this one, Q or R, and second operand is this P. Okay, so this is symbolic form. From this symbolic form you can write statement as well. So what is our Q? So now initially what I said, for this conditional, this is first operand, this is first operand and this is second operand. Okay, so if this is a conditional, then before this we have to write here if. Okay, so if, what is Q? If Q is our, if 2 feet of snowfall or R is what? Wind chill is below 100. If 2 feet of snowfall or wind chill is below 100, then P means what? Then school is closed. Okay, so complete statement will become like, if there is a 2 feet of snowfall or wind chill is below 100, then school is closed. School is closed. Okay, so I hope you are getting this particular point. One more important point I just want to discuss here in this example, that is this one, precedence among operators. Okay, now if your expression contain multiple logical connectives in it, then how actually those logical connectives are executed? First of all, negation will be executed. Okay, see, this sequence you have to remember. Okay, if your a symbolic form contain more than one expression logical connectives in it, then first connective executed will be what? It will be negation, then and, then or, then conditional, and finally biconditional. This sequence you have to remember. Like, see, if I write something like this, suppose P conditional Q and R or negation S. If I write something like this, then see how many logical connectives are there. 1 2 3 and 4, that is conditional, and, or, and negation. So how actually this statement will be executed? This statement will be executed by using this sequence. Okay, so out of that, first of all this negation will be executed, then this and, then or, and finally this conditional. Okay, and then if biconditional is present, then it will take biconditional. So the point that you have to remember is, if multiple logical connectives are there, then the first logical connective executed will be negation, followed by and, then or, then conditional, and biconditional. Okay, I hope you are getting this point. Okay, we will in our first subsequent session we will just discuss some basic example as well, for better understanding, because this point is very important. Okay, as far as your final exam is concerning. Okay, so in our subsequent lecture we will just try to discuss some basic simple example first, and then we will enhance this, we will just slightly try to increase the complexity of the same. Okay, so that's all for this session. Stay tuned for further updates. Thank you.